When I was a little girl, the women in my family went on cabbage soup diets. Now, this was the women on my mom's side. Dad's side is as wide as a white refrigerator. There's no magic ingredients, but there's something magic that happens in your body when you eat this soup. And I thought it was tasty. I would eat it too. I was a kid. I didn't need to diet back then. And I remember them being very specific about moderation and portions. I remember looking up to my mom and aunties because everybody was really svelte. They kept their hair done, makeup was on point, everybody was business women, and they were really good about moderating their diets. Nobody was really big or unhealthy. Grandma died when she was 89. My mom is almost 70, and she and her big sisters are still kicking, looking amazing. So you see, the proof is in the pudding. You might want to grab a pen and piece of paper because I'm about to show you what these girls did in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and now in their 70s to maintain. I've modified the diet a bit from how they used to do it, but they have tasted it and tried it, and it still works. I don't pretend to be a dietitian. This is not a cooking channel. This is just what I do when I've been eating too much. I'm not an extreme dieter, but I do want to stay a certain size, and when I see myself getting out of hand, then I have to reel it back in. So I'm going to show you the ingredients, and let's get this party started. The main ingredient is cabbage, because it's cabbage soup. I've already got my water in my pot steaming, and I did buy a can of tomato soup, because I'll show you why. Well, let me turn this off. Cut the veggies up in big ass chunks. So a lot of this is just me cutting up veggies. Once you cut your veggies up, just put them in the pot. So y'all probably thought it was like a little bit of shade that I threw with the other side of the family. That was just jokes. It was, I'm just closer to like a lot of us, even though dad is, my mom and dad are still married. I don't know, you know how it is. The daughter is gonna take her children around her mother's house if she has a mom or a close relationship with her. And mom and aunties, oh my God, they were super close. So we spent a lot of time at my maternal grandmother's house. So there's it. So I have a lot of influences from that side of the family, and I'm thankful for that. I am not ashamed of that at all. What's y'all's relationship with your dad's side of the family? What's your, and I think it can get kind of convoluted if you're close to your dad. Things can get kind of iffy. Like a lot of y'all know my situation. I'm a stepmother. My husband has 3 children. And so, I get to see the dynamic from a completely different perspective. I've not been very quiet about the situation or the goings on or the relationships, because I don't believe that we should have to be ashamed or quiet about those types of dynamics. If you want to know more, then you can either go to one of my pages, VIP Stepmom or Blended in Black, or I got a whole podcast about it. But if I have a podcast about it, things aren't that cute. But I am. And such is life. Life is too short to be worried about stuff. I'm going to take these rings off. I just came in from recording. I had to film at the studio downtown all day today. And I avoided stopping to have a really nice scrumptious dinner and a glass of wine somewhere, because I was like, girl, you got food at home. And I went to the grocery store to get some of these ingredients, and there's an amazing farmer's market that's hosted up here in Harlem on the weekends. So I got a lot of this stuff from locally grown farms. Hold on, where is a farm in Harlem? I bet this shit from China. I ain't seen, they told me they had a bee farm in Harlem or a beery. Where do you keep bees at? A bee's nest? I think I got bamboozled. Yo, I think your girl got bamboozled. I forgot one of the key ingredients to this soup is I also put meat in my soup because I want the protein, because I'm going to be I'm lifting weights, I'm working out. So I found this chicken. It was only $7 for a whole Perdue frying chicken. It is not organic, so I'm going to pray over it, burn some sage, stick some sage up in it, and just hope for the best. I don't recommend. I'm not recommending what you do or don't do. Again, this is simply what I saw. This is simply what I saw from my own experience. If you find something here that helps you, absolutely do it. And as we say in the country, you chew the meat and spit out the fat. If there's something that you can't use, or if you're vegan, then obviously you're not going to put a whole chicken's ass in your soup. So, you know, do what you want to do. This is simply meant to be a guideline for you. I do not know the calorie count. I don't know the weight. And I'm barely going to tell you how much seasoning to put in. That's why you need to pay attention to the video so that you can eyeball perp. It's up here in a second. I'm just trying to get everything in the little pot. Have y'all seen Meghan Markle's cooking show? I watched a little bit of it. I made a video about Meghan Markle and her cooking show. Not necessarily reviewing the show because I didn't watch that much of it. But when the criticism was coming out, oh my God, y'all were on that girl. And I get it. You find her not relatable and not likable, but the video that I made went pretty viral. And I remember saying in the video, I saw all these complaints, Meghan Markle's not relatable. Girl, how many princesses do you know? Or duchesses of Sussex? How many can you relate to? Huh? Let me look down at this cutting board before I cut off my damn hand messing with y'all. So in a minute, we're gonna start to season the water. Seasoning the water. Oh, and if you have a really large cooking pot, I highly suggest you use that because I'm having to cook this stuff in 2 different pots. And that's not fun, that's not cute. Do not recommend. The seasoning part is so easy. You just kind of gotta go with what you know. I don't really recommend a lot of sodium products. And if you have natural seasonings like garlic and rosemary, use that. I ain't got that, so I'm not using that. I bought these things from Burlington, Ross. God, who gets seasonings from Burlington Coat Factory? I do. But some store, and I like this brand. It's called the Gourmet Collection. It's like all of these big tall ones. They expire like in a year or 2. So they're still good. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, you can't see how much. You know what? I have cups. Let me not be janky. My hands are clean. And I'm not serving this soup to anybody. It's literally just for me. My husband's not going to eat it. I'm going to prepare him different meals. This is literally just, this is my meal replacement, or these are my actual meals. This isn't even a half a cup, as a matter of fact. But I'm taking it over to the water. And I'm doing it for both pots. Again, I said I have 2 pots. So there's that. So I have all these different kinds, right? I have a garlic onion blend. I have a chicken salt one. Chili verde. My sister sent me this one. And I'm just going to mix these up in different pots. Ain't no holding. I lay your cards down, no. I'm not going to the Capri Carter concert. I did go to the Renaissance. I did go to Renaissance. It was cool. It was cool. I really liked it. So this is not even a cup. This is not even like a 1/4 of a cup. And I am seasoning the water. That's the secret. Season the water. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut everything up because, you know, I'm going to go really fast and do that. Oh, is my hair sticking up? Oh, this whole video, my hair was sticking up. Y'all didn't say anything. I'm looking like a chicken. I'll be back.
So now we're getting ready to actually cook the chicken. And you gotta excuse my voice because I'm kind of hoarse, but this is just an entire chicken and I pop it in the pot with everything. When I say this is a 1-pot meal, I really mean it. It's simple, super simple, because remember my water's already seasoned. I'm still chopping vegetables. I have veggies sitting underneath and on top of the chicken. So at this point, you're stirring, you're chopping, and you're putting it in the oven. I'm gonna leave all the instructions in the description, but remember, you're gonna let this sucker boil on your oven on high, but check it frequently. You're gonna let it boil for about an hour. And I boil it on high for about 30 minutes, and then I boil it on about a 5 for the next 30 minutes. And you're going to need to do it a little bit longer, but just make sure you're constantly checking it because you don't want the veggies to stick to the bottom.
I had to go to sleep on y'all's ass. I took a nap while it was boiling. So let me just tell you what I did because you didn't see the whole process. The stew, this is a stew. It's completely done. It's beautiful. Let me just show y'all how this chicken, how this meat falls off the bone. Look, look at that. And listen, this pot is only for me. I'm not feeding it to guests, but so good. So now, I let it boil for about 2.5 hours. At first I did it on high. Let me just stop chewing my food first. Hold on, because that's really trifling. Did I ever tell y'all that story about Kid Capri? DJ Kid Capri. Me and my homegirl Jaji, the Queen of Hearts, we rode to South Beach because she had like 13 motorcycles. She had to take all her bikes over to South Beach for like a beach weekend or something. I'm getting ready to start the meal prep. And I only use glass bowls because we ain't doing BPA over here. And I also like to freeze them sometimes. So we were over in South Beach and this had to have been like 2008, 2009. Again, I cannot stress this enough. It's best practice to get yourself a big old stewing pot so you can do everything at once. But I thought I had one, I didn't, and I had to just do that kind of the janky way. Go get yourself a big pot before you start this because this is supposed to be a one pot deal. All the seasonings, all the juices are perfect. So the nicest DJ in the freaking world, and I was scared of him because he has like a very intimidating personality. He's the world famous Kid Capri. And I was brand new to New York. Well, I moved to New York in 2007, so this had to have been like 08 perhaps. I was kind of still new. I was green. I didn't understand the world of celebrity and what it means and what it doesn't mean. They're just people. But, you know, I'm just like, oh my God, this is so cool. I ate something on the road. You know, those of us that have funny stomachs when we travel, I ate something from the pits of hell and my stomach was on 110. Now we're at beach weekend, and as you know, South Beach back then, they didn't really have like a lot of public bathrooms. So I'm scrambling, I'm telling my homegirl like, yo, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be able to do the parties. My stomach is bubbling. My stomach is on bubble. My stomach's on a bubble. Y'all see this cabbage. And I know it doesn't look that cute in the pot. Let me turn this little chicken over. But she's so soft. Damn. Coming apart. Look at that. Look at. Again, this is for me, not guests. My husband's not even gonna eat this. Oh shit, I almost knocked my camera over. And by the way, when I cook for guests, I grew up in the South, right? And we trusted grandma and great aunt's hands. But when I cook for guests, I like to cook with gloves on. That's not something that I saw growing up, but I have these nails, and so I don't want things to get under my nails and you know, just cause nastiness. So I'm telling my homegirl, yeah, listen, sis, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna have to go drive somewhere, Fort Lauderdale or something, to go find a bathroom because this isn't it. And she was like, oh, let me ask Kid, can you use his bathroom? I'm like, you gonna ask Kid Capri? She was like, yeah, he owns a condo over here on South Beach. It's a few blocks away. Can you make it to walk? And I was like, yeah, I can. So she introduces me to him. First time meeting you, DJ Kid Capri, and I know you probably don't remember this because you probably are just nice to all the girls on South Beach and you let them all use your bathroom. I don't even know if you still had a condo, but I still follow you though. What's up, kid? She's like, yeah, this is my girl, Miss Naja. She has to go to the bathroom. Can she use your bathroom? And he was like, oh yeah, here, take my key. So Kid Capri hands me his key, and I was like, thank you. He was like, boom, okay, this is the address. This is how you get there. This is how you get in. Beautiful apartment. And he didn't live there full time, but you know, you got, you know, that's what inspired me to go get my own little, many years later, our own little South Beach situation. Because, you know, having a little South Beach situation where you can be tucked over, you can just snowbird it out, because from New York to Miami, the flight's not even, it's maybe like an hour and a half. So it's definitely worth it. That's why I wrote my book when we got the apartment over in South Beach. Thank you, Kid Capri, for the inspo. Many years later, though, I was able to do it many years later. Me and my husband were, rather. I'm walking over to this apartment by myself. It was so freaking cool. It was so dope. And I went and I blew the roof off Kid Capri's South Beach flat. But yeah, that's how Kid Capri was the nicest DJ. So I'm just separating this into tiny bowls, right? So far, I have about 3 of them made, but this should get me about 10 meals. This should give me about 10 meals. Also, here's a thing to note. If you allow your vegetables to overcook, and I've done that before, they will get mushy, especially those sweet potatoes. I kind of like the vegetables firm. It's soup, but I still like to feel like I'm chewing something. It's actually a full meal. And these are big portions. These are really, really big helpings that I'm making myself, by the way. So this could really be 2 meals, especially if you're trying to count calories and do portion control. Be very careful of how much you eat. Because baby, I didn't weigh the food. I didn't do like that girl on Instagram that sells y'all those meal plans. I don't weigh the food. I don't do any of that. But I just know what works for me. So you can adjust this how you want to. You can season it how you want to. You don't even have to put meat in it if your little heart so desires. But this is a modified version of the diet cabbage soup that the women and now myself and my sisters and all of us in the next generation do. This is something that's been passed down. So I hope you will introduce this to yourself, your body, and your diet. Your body will thank you. Your face will thank you. You can add your collagen supplements in there. You can pair it with your little Botox if you want to. And remember, the key to aging well is just allowing your body to do what it's going to do, but we have to fight back. After 40, it became a fight. I'd be out there in the gym fighting. I'm on the basketball court fighting. And while none of us are going to beat life's time clock, you can truly increase the quality of your living and your days by embracing it, making movement a part of your routine, and being extremely discriminatory about what you allow in your heart, in your head, and in your body. Protect your energy always and take care of yourselves. And enjoy your soup. It looks like mush on camera, but I promise you it don't taste like mush. And these abs, okay, I don't have abs. I was about to say these abs say otherwise, but girl, stop lying.